Hello, beautiful feelers. It's your girl Genevieve, and I'm back today with another story, another discussion. Let's get into it. While I was having my bath in the forest today, Spirit was talking to me about performance. Spirit was talking to me about connection and how that can be formed and based off of the person that we think we are, by the person that gets created during our childhood struggles, and how that can turn our connections into aligned connections, or can turn our connections into those that are here to teach us the places that we are not loving ourselves. And so as I walked and I listened, Spirit was talking about, as a deep feeler, as a psychic empath, as somebody who can feel the world around them, when we are growing up and when we are struggling to find the love that we need, we do start bending and molding and shaping ourselves into the person that we think we need to be in order to get that love. So to continue my story, my mother was an incredibly powerful, strong woman who didn't know how to love herself because she also didn't feel the love from the world around her. And she shaped me. Her self-criticism was criticism on me, and that led me to look for an ally in my father, who I believe didn't know how to fully love a daughter. And then I got older and went to school. So as a deep feeler, being thrown into an environment like school can be a lamb to slaughter, right? When we enter an environment filled with other little children who are either getting the love they need or are not, and are being shaped into the people that they believe they need to be, and we feel that, it can be an extremely difficult environment to adapt to. And we just want to make friends, right? Because we're human, and it's ingrained, it's innate in us to want to connect. But at that time, in those spaces, little people, little children, are surviving, right? They're adapting, they're learning what behavior is accepted and what isn't accepted, and they're looking to the adults in their life because that's all they know. And that can be cruelty, right? That can be, you're different, so we are going to treat you differently. That can create a large wound and a large space inside of us that starts to build that maybe I can't trust myself to be safe in this environment. Maybe I can't trust the people around me to show me that who I am, just who I am, is enough. And this is where we start to build our identities. This is where we start to build the people that we think we are. So if you were bullied in school, if you were ridiculed for the way that you dress, for the way that you speak, for the way that you were, know that it is a path that your soul chose, because as a healer, as a light for this world, as a deep feeling woman, even if you are the masculine in a masculine body, being deep feeling is your purpose. And so if you came from an environment, or you came from a home where you were criticized for your body, in my experience, I heard a lot of things like shoulders back, suck it in, make yourself smaller, better. And again, it was coming from a place, my caregivers were simply trying to protect me from the pain and the ridicule and the trauma and the isolation that they felt. But what it really created was all of those things inside of me, and I lived in an environment where I felt like my body was something to be ashamed of, where I felt my emotions were something to be ashamed of. And then I went to school and was also in a space, again, still perpetually, always, where I was criticized for the way that my body was shaped. I was criticized for how deeply I felt and how sensitive I was. And people scoff at things they don't understand, deep feeler. People are cruel to people who they feel a presence, a bigger presence from. Because when you're unaware that your emotional state, your energy field, your presence is real, is something that you carry, when other people embody their truth and their presence and their authenticity, it sparks anger and fear. This can be traced all the way back for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, and the Salem witch trials being a pretty good example of that. So when we feel so deeply, and when we take on other people's thoughts and emotions, it starts to create, like I said, it starts to create an identity. It starts to create a way of being that we wouldn't necessarily have chosen for ourselves in the beginning of our journey, when we first arrived here as an innocent soul in a human body. But we start to learn, and we start to acquire some wisdom. And we know that who we are inherently is more powerful, is more capable of change, is more powerful of taking back the narrative than we ever would have guessed or thought or imagined or assumed. That we're so much bigger than who we had to be to survive. Spirit says to me today, when we can see the pattern, when we are willing to see where the hurt lives and where the wound is, we can heal it. We can shine light on it. We can give it strength to step forward and be heard. Because really, emotions are stuck energy. It's the moment in time that you experienced that thing, whether it was that moment of being bullied or that second of feeling when somebody said something to you that was hurtful, or even when we're small and we're told no and we don't understand why we're being told no. That creates I want to say a ball. That's just what I see. A fragment of energy in our field that doesn't feel good, right? And if we don't learn to expel it, to release it, to heal it, we carry that and we carry that and we carry that. And as we advance in our human existence and grow up and age and interact with more people and have jobs and lives and families and relationships, we feel all of that too. Again, if you're in this space right now, if you're in the space of self-ridicule, know that you're carrying an identity, you're carrying beliefs, you're carrying mindsets that were given to you. And again, as with the past few of these videos, Spirit says, don't give up. You have found my channel for a reason. And again, if you're new here, welcome. I am a psychic empath, a clairsentient channel for the divine. I am a trauma-informed awakening guide, hypnotherapist, and intuitive energy healer. And I am here to walk this path beside you. I am here to call in the light so that you can see your own. And it's a pretty great place to be. It's time for that leap of faith, my friend. It's time to trust the inner knowing, the instinct, the pull, the nudge. You're here for a reason. You found me for a reason, and I'm really glad that you're here. We're all just children who had to age into a world that asks us to not be children. What would it look like? What would happen if you let your inner child out? What does that joyful spirit look like? Because so many of us deep feelers lose our identity. We lose who we truly are. The world. When you find that inner child, you find everything. But when we get into relationships or friendships or really any sort of interpersonal agreement with another soul, we lose who we are because we were taught that who we are is too much. Especially if you feel deeply, you've probably been told you are too much more than once in your life. Not enough. We tell ourselves we're not enough because we hinge our worth on what we do for others. We hinge our worth on how much we produce, not how much we can give to ourselves. Spirit says, it's time to go within, my friend. It's time to look for your own light. It's time to listen to the voice that's so quiet. You can hardly hear it because the fear and the doubt and the anger are louder. This is fast moving. Once you surrender, everything changes. Once you let yourself, the change is quick. Now, there is work involved, my friends. As deep feelers, the work is moving the emotions out of our body. The work is the discernment. Am I feeling me or am I feeling the rest of the world? Because yes, my darling, you are feeling the world. And so there's a few really beautiful things that we can do, deep feelers. And that's first and foremost, getting in touch with your body. And I know, especially as deep feeling women, for those of us that experienced body trauma, sexual trauma, being in our body has historically not been a safe place to be. But there are ways to find that safety. You just have to want to. Want to enough to believe that you can. There's a lot of us out there that want change but don't believe enough in ourselves that we are capable of making the change. And then it keeps us stuck in that victim mentality, that victim loop. My mother used to say to me, you are not a victim. And boy, holy fuck did it piss me off, because yes, I was. Life and other people, from my viewpoint then, had taken so much from me, had taken my choice, had taken my body, had taken everything. And at that point in my experience, I could not see that I was capable of taking it back, but it was a matter of changing what I believed about myself. And so I'm here to tell you, in the train, it's a beautiful afternoon in the northern hemisphere today, deep feelers, and the windows are open, the birds are singing, and I just heard a train horn. The Spirit is saying, say it louder for those in the back. You have the power. You have the power. And yes, days get dark, deep feeler, and that's because they also get bright. And we can't have one without the other. So again, if you're in this space of, you know that there's more, you know that you're meant for more, but you just haven't quite figured out how to get there, welcome. Spirit, I would like an animal totem for the day. Thank you. And the starfish is here. It's time to open up to the possibilities, that the possibilities are infinite. It's time to open up to a little bit of trust and know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not missing out. You haven't missed out. And know that what is meant for you will find you. But you have to be willing. Deep feelers, I hope you are enjoying the day wherever you are experiencing it. It is so important that when we feel so deeply that we tap into the body, which is the temple, which is the house, which is the vessel for the nervous system. And the nervous system is what is creating your reality. I know that you can feel the difference between peace and chaos. I know that you can feel the difference between being in your head and being present in your body. So deep feelers, today I invite you into a breath practice to bring us back to the earth, to our body, and to a beautiful, regulated, integrated nervous system. I invite you to take a deep breath in to the count of 4 and hold it at the top. To the count of 4 and to slowly exhale to the count of 6. And as we do this, I want you to breathe in the most beautiful, brilliant, white, sparkly, glittery light you can see in your mind's eye. If you can feel it, or just know that it's there. And as you breathe out, I want you to release all tension in your body. I want you to let go of what's on your mind today, and I just want you to be. And if you're ready, let us begin. And we are breathing into the nose. And exhaling. And one more time, breathing in. And exhale with a sigh. Feel the beautiful river of warm light and relaxation flow over your body, deep feelers. You can also shake your arms, shake your hands, shake your body. This brings you present. this brings you here. This is a little longer one today. Thank you for hanging in with me. If you like this content, if you are connecting and resonating with my story and with the message that I am here to share, please like and subscribe. Share with your friends. Until next time, Do You Feelers, I am loving you, and we will see you soon. Until next time.